All right. Well, let's see here. Update on the needle bearing problem for my 2017 Tacoma. I have a white an SR5 2017 Tacoma double cab short bed. Shopped around for about 2 months and finally picked this one up. I have installed a lift kit on my. It's a 3-inch leveling or a 3-inch lift that I've installed on the truck. And it has produced what I believe to be, and I'm willing to bet you, is a needle bearing problem in the front differential. At least that I've seen on 06 to 2015 or 05 to 2015 Tacomas, or at least for that generation of Tacomas. I did some research. I put in a phone call today to East Coast Gear Supply, ECGS. They are the manufacturers of the T8CS bushing, which is the fix for that front end noise. They have 2 videos that are actually fantastic that they've uploaded to YouTube that go in depth and explain. And I'm a sucker for any kind of an informational video where they'll go through and actually explain what the problem is and how they went about fixing it. I loved it. They actually had an 8-inch clamshell where they had a diff on a vise with a CV shaft in it with a gauge on it, and showed you how much slop, and I believe it was like 50 thousandths or 60 thousandths worth of slop in the CV shaft play in the differential itself. When he goes through and fixes that and actually installs the T8CS bushing, it drops down to about 6 thousandths worth of movement, and it gets rid of the vibration period. I will say that I have discovered that when I'm in 2-wheel drive, somewhere between 20 to 50 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, I get the vibration and hum. Mine's so great I can feel it in the steering wheel a little bit, ever so slightly. But when I switch from 2 high to 4 high, instantaneously the noise and vibration goes away, which led me to believe that that it's in the front differential. So I highly recommend checking them out if you go on YouTube and just do a search for T8CS. T is in Tom, 8 obviously, C is in Charlie, S is in Sierra. You will be able to find these 2 videos that they put out. Highly recommend you watch them. If you're having this issue, I jumped onto the forums. I've seen a couple of forums. There is not a TSB that's released for this year, or the newer model, the newer generation model of truck for the 16s and 17 Tacomas. They haven't released that same bulletin. I'm imagining they switched out to whatever bearing it is. I have gone back to my dealership, and my tech supposedly today was supposed to submit a whole claim to Toyota for me. Apparently he gets an incentive for every one of those claims that he submits. At least that's how he explained it. His name's Jay. This is at Beaverton Toyota. So if that gets through, he's going to follow up and contact me and kind of tell me what to do from there, or if they're even going to do anything. Obviously with the 3-inch lift that I have on the truck, I have modified it.
K-band.
I have modified the truck. That's my 9500 CI that I've installed in my truck. I'll do a separate video on that later. And by the way, in Oregon, K-band is a lot of the motorcycle cops, and I've seen a couple of the sheriff's department using K-band. Anyway, I'm supposed to hear back from him today. I haven't heard from him today. If not, I'm guessing it'll be tomorrow. I am on my way to sell a hood right now, my old hood, which was a non-scooped hood, because I got lucky and just somehow jumped on Craigslist and found a scooped hood for sale for $250 for this truck. So I jumped all over it. Very next day, I drove an hour south of where I was and picked it up, and was absolutely stoked. Swapped the hood out and couldn't be happier. Okay, so I'll do a couple of videos to come. 9500 CI, I installed it myself. I enjoy doing this type of work. I've installed stereo systems and all that good stuff in a lot of the cars I've had. As a matter of fact, my 4Runner, my Tahoe, and now this. I'm a big fan of Escort or Passport. I've had the 8500 and then added shifters to that, and now I upgraded to the 9500 CI. I let my Tahoe go with that so that I can actually put the 9500 CI in here. Man, I'm really thinking. So I've got that. I've got a video. I bought a Rough Country 3-inch lift. It's a cheap lift. I've spent some money on wheels and tires probably for right now, and I'm going to let the lift, this $250 lift do it until I can save up. Most real working suspension lifts are minimum $1,200 to $1,600 to get a 2 or 3 inch lift out of it. I'm looking for probably a 3-inch lift. I think they're perfect for Tacomas. It's about an inch over probably whatever stock or Toyota designed these vehicles for, but they just look gorgeous, so you can fit the right size wheels and tires under the truck. So I'll have that video out. I'll have the Passport review out. I'll show you the look of my truck with the new hood. Obviously, it's going to look just like any of the other ones out there with a hood scoop. I've pulled the front air dam off, and I've pulled the mud flaps off of my truck because they'll wear through the paint. And I'll be honest, I didn't like the look of the mud flap. I'm debating on whether I'm going to cut them because they're a little too long in my opinion, especially if you're ever going to go off-road with them. So I'm debating on whether I'm going to cut them, probably take 2 to 3 inches in length off of it to where it's going to have a little bit of benefit for at least having them on versus having none whatsoever. And then I'll reinstall them and go from there and see whether I like them or not. So I'll probably have 3 or 4 videos coming, and we'll go from there. I'm also a shooter, so expect some gun videos. As a matter of fact, I think I've already got a gun video up on YouTube or 2, but I will be loading a bunch more shortly. Bravo Company 300 Blackout. Bravo Company 300 Blackout is one of my latest buys and builds with a Rainier Arms ADAC lower. And I've got a couple of others. I did a really nice Noveski build with a Geisley rail, and I had to custom fit that rail myself. Really enjoy doing it. It's KA band, and that is Washington County Sheriff that just passed us. So you can see that radar detector does a really good job on that 9500 CI. This might be a little good testament to it, and now it's finally gone and gone back to normal. But I knew he was around the corner before I even had my eyes on him. So, oh my gosh, rambling on, having fun, dude. Okay, so these videos are out soon. Stay in touch, man. Thanks, guys, for viewing. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Later.